here testing a GoPro. It did not end so well. The suction cup let go and my camera turned off. Looking at the phone, not looking at the road.
I called this video Motovlogger In Training because honestly, this is how I feel. It's something that I wanted to do for so long. Video making is something that I've experimented with a little bit in the past, and I won't go so far as to say that I'm good at it because I'm probably not. But to be honest with you, it's something I'm passionate about, something I love, and I love riding motorcycles, and I feel like there have been a great many occasions where I have been riding, seen something beautiful, and wish that I had a camera to capture some of it so that I could share with others, but primarily even just to remind myself at a later date, particularly in the wintertime. I live in Canada, so the riding season is pretty short. It feels like there's about 4 or 5 months of the year that are actually conducive to riding. And there are a lot of months of the year where you really wish you had some kind of memory to look back on. So to be honest with you, like any photography, I have learned that whatever effort is put into it, every ounce of effort pays off with a pound of enjoyment in the future, especially in the future. You know, I actually made this video coming up on a whole month ago, and I called it Motovlogger In Training because I had just bought my GoPro, finally bought a decent GoPro action camera, and I bought some accessories to try to capture different angles. And this was more or less an experiment that I did in seeing how different angles would look, seeing how different accessories would work practically. I don't think this is a great video, to be honest. I know that it's quite long, and this is something that my beloved audience has already informed me about, the fact that, you know, videos should be kept to be fairly concise. Now, the reason I will defend my choice here in the decision to make this and keep this at the length that it is, primarily for my own sake. You know, this is actually, in addition to being an experiment with the accessories and the different angles and different camera angles, this is a kind of a solemn ride. It's a tradition that I have at the beginning of each riding season to begin with visiting. This is going to sound strange probably to some, but it's a tradition of mine to visit the graves of my ancestors. And and I know that sounds strange saying it out loud, but in all honesty, it's something that I do. And in recording this trip and sharing it, both for posterity, for my own recollection and enjoyment later, and hopefully for the enjoyment of someone in my audience, I feel like this is kind of an important thing that I do every so often. It helps me to connect with my roots. It helps me to connect with the past. You know, obviously the past is something that's sometimes best left in the past, but it's also very important to maintain a connection with your own origin and the people that you love, even if they are no longer with us in this world. So this is something that I do. I like to spend some time at the beginning of each riding season, or at some point in the year, or multiple times throughout the year. I find visiting family who are no longer with us helps to maintain a connection to them, spiritually speaking, and also provides a very good reminder of just how important it is to live your life to the fullest, because obviously the time is limited in this life, and we never know when it will no longer be an option to do the things that you want to do. So I think that these kind of trips remind me both of the you know, the temporal nature of life, and also the importance of seizing the opportunity when you can. This is an option, this angle, I should say, is a clip that I bought that actually attached to my windshield. Didn't seem to get screwed on tight enough to hold the GoPro in the position that I intended it to be, but I kept this shot in because actually the upward view of the sky, and the sky was fairly moody and broody, and I kind of liked it, and I kind of liked the perspective of it, honestly, given what I had on my mind at the time, and what the whole purpose of the trip was. What it was, I myself couldn't be looking up at the sky, and honestly, it's something that I'd really rather do, but usually I'm the one doing the driving, and in this case riding. You definitely can't be gazing off into the sky and safely operate a motorcycle. So I kind of liked the way that shot looked, actually. Looking up at the sky, it seemed like something that I couldn't have been focused on at the time. So looking at it now, it kind of works. The GoPro Hero 9 is really a fantastic advance in the stability and picture, and this is a nice option, but definitely I have to make sure that screw is tight enough. You wouldn't believe what happened. Okay, when I visit graves, whether it be of my own family or otherwise, like I'm very conscientious about where I stand. I don't know if that's just a superstition, but I didn't capture it on camera, and I wish I had. But like, I was standing at my family's gravesite there, and there was a lady who came up, and honestly, it blew my mind, because I was standing there being aware of where I was standing and trying not to stand on a grave. I don't know if it's just me, but this lady comes walking through as I'm standing there, like talking on her phone. She had Bluetooth earphones in, and she's talking on the phone, and she walks through literally right across in front of each one of the graves, like walking over each one as she went. And she looks at me, smiles, says hi, and I don't think, usually I return a kind greeting with a kind greeting, but I just stood there almost with my mouth open, like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, you're walking over people's graves. I know it probably doesn't matter, and I know it's probably, like I said, just some idle superstition, but like, personally, I just think that that's kind of disrespectful. Wish I had captured it on a camera, because I like watched her walking, and she just seemed completely oblivious, and it just seems like, I'm sorry to say, but you know, this is a cemetery and not just a park where you can walk wherever you want. As a matter of fact, you don't walk wherever you want in a park. There are places that you're supposed to walk, and there are places you're supposed to avoid. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. That was something else. But it made me think, like, the people you see in cemeteries are kind of an interesting story in and of themselves. Like, you've got the mourners, and those obviously just have an aura of sadness, and you just want to you know, acknowledge them and move on, because obviously they're dealing with their stuff, and it seems like, I guess, you know, then there are the recreation people who are just riding their bikes or just taking a stroll because they live in the neighborhood. And it's, you know, I'll be honest, cemeteries are very beautiful landscapes. They're usually very well maintained. They occupy spaces which are beautiful. I've often said in the past that some of the most beautiful places on earth are probably occupied by golf courses, but I think cemeteries can be included in that as well, because, you know, obviously people put a lot of care into maintaining their loved ones' graves in their memory, and people spend a good deal of money to be buried in certain places too. It's not a cheap proposition. But in any case, I just feel like this was an important kind of mission for me to do this, and it's always a good feeling for me, like visiting family members. It's you know, it's a nice reminder of those who are no longer with us, and a nice way to reconnect with in a way, the family that are still with us. It's the how would you say, the appreciation for your relatives is the same, whether they're in this world or in the next. And I just feel like this is something personal that I wanted to share with you, my audience. I mean, this is it's a part of who I am. It's a part of why I do the things that I do, to try to bring honor to my family, and try to create something for the future, as well as honoring the past at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's an experiment. I realize it's a little long in the tooth, and it's a little bit probably not that exciting in terms of editing. Now looking back, especially, I feel after a month of sitting on this and sort of debating whether or not to share it or not, I think that my videography and editing skills have improved since then, and I hope that videos in the future will be a little bit more exciting than this one was. But at the same time, it was sort of like a kickoff to the riding season. It was a bloody hot day back in May, but I hope it's something that spoke to your heart and did something for you. And I hope you stick around, because there's a lot more content coming on metal horror motorcycles. I have a lot of adventures planned and a lot of high hopes for what I hope to achieve with this channel and with this brand. And I sincerely invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you've stuck with this video this far, thank you. And thank you for watching and listening to me ramble. I appreciate your time and don't ever want to waste that time. And I hope you enjoyed watching this half as much as I enjoyed making it, if that makes any sense. Thanks for watching. See me in the next one. Black leather jacket. Who the fuck's idea was that? Alright, make sure to turn off the switch this time. Kill the battery. And that concludes the tour. Time for lunch.